Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to the Hall of Fame Challenge. My name is Casey Sport, and I need a beer. I hope you all enjoyed that quick little moment of silence there. You can see the team, you can hear my voice. I'm a little depressed. Yeah, we've not won a game in quite some time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games without a win. 1-0 draw against Penny Pond. 3-1 loss to Barry. 1-0 draw to... Oh no, you saw all this, sorry. Yeah, you did see all this. A 1-0 draw to Column Bay would kick off our time here in this new playoff conference. No, I'm completely all over the place, if you can't tell. So, it was a 3-0 loss to Connors Quay. Eddie Clark, former Tranmere man, with the opening goal. We would then lose 4-1 to Aberystwyth. Remember, we beat them twice earlier on in the season, and now we lost 4-1 to them, so you can see why I was a little bit stressed. A 1-0 draw against Column Bay, where we were probably... No, in fact, we were definitely the better team. Tom Price missed a penalty. Led Williams missed a 40-yard chip. We hit the post, I think it was like 6 times, and we drew 1-1. Then we lost to Barry 3-0, a hat-trick from Kane McLagan. And overall, it's been a very, very tough run. We slightly changed up the tactic to be more of like a gegenpressing style, and it is not working. But for some reason, there's a part of me right now that is confident that we can win versus the New Saints. We did, however, do a tiny bit of transfer business. Number one, we brought in Harry Warwick from, well, kind of from Longhall, but he was released. Formerly of Cardiff Met Uni back in 2020 when he joined from Bristol Rovers. And yeah, he's a very, very solid player and definitely could be one of our best strikers if he's given the chance and he is able to develop into what I think he could be. Alongside that, we also brought in another striker, Theo Robinson, 35 years old, still a very good player, and as you can see from his history, has been playing towards the bottom level of EFL football for quite a few years, with Hartlepool, Bradford, Port Vale, Colchester, Southend, Swindon, still over there at Southend. But yeah, he is obviously a very talented player, spent quite a bit of time in the Championship with the likes of Watford, a little bit of time with Millwall and Derby, went off to Huddersfield for a bit in their promotion season. So, you know, like a very solid player, and definitely, again, another player who in theory should be pretty good for us. But I don't think he's all too committed. As you can see there, he's going to be out of football for about 2 weeks altogether with a stubbed toe. So yeah, I don't think he's all too happy to be getting paid £0 to play for Cardiff. He probably thought we were the real Cardiff. Anyway, this is the team. We're going to make a slight change because it's just not been working. It is. Wes Williams is actually going to be able to be dropped. Finally, Ben Haynes has returned to the squad. Alongside that, we have Barney Sodi, who actually, he's also going to come out to the side. We do have... He may have left. I know there is one player who's left the club. You may have noticed him. Yeah, he did leave. Fuck. So, Harry Owen left the club to Port Talbot, where he's already made 4 appearances and scored a goal, but he isn't playing in a very... He isn't playing all too great, considering he's playing for a team who aren't even in a loaded division. So that's a bit worrying. And Cal McCarthy has went to Swansea University. He's staying at the unis, and he, in one game, has played very well for them. He was actually the player who's going to come in at left back, but he's not there, so it's going to be Curtis Strong finally returns back into the starting 11. Haynes, Strong, Codwallader, Burrows, Wilson, Jones, Kabongo, Price, Warwick, Evans, and Williams. It isn't working. Hopefully, something can start to click, though, with this team, as I am getting a little bit worried. We are at home versus the New Saints here in this quarter-final matchup. A win would be massive and would completely change this season on its head. A loss, and we definitely panic a little. But as long as we don't get relegated, however, it feels like we are kind of knocking on the door. Hereford Lockett, we know how good he is. Fans Luke Brennan at the back post, and it's 1-0. What on earth are you going to do, really? Like, do you know what I mean? This is really, really bad. I don't know what to do to change things. Like, keep changing the team. And, like, whoever's in it, the ideas behind the tactic, all this stuff keeps changing. But I'm trying to, like, stick. Does that make sense? Like, I'm changing things when it's... I'm giving it, like, 4 or 5 games. See if something's going to change once you get used to it. Nothing does. I change it to something else, and I might get 1 or 2 wins, and then it all goes right back to how it was. Sean Wilson, what the fuck? This is what I mean. Like, it's not even... A lot of it doesn't feel tactical. It just feels like we are very bad footballers. Here is Elliot Evans on the ball. Finds Dixon Kabongo. So, Harry Waddock there. Gets our first chance of the game just before the 20th minute mark. And whilst nothing comes of it, really, we do get a corner kick for Tom Price. What can he do with this? Swings it in, heads away by Baker. Fuck me. It's really bad. Yeah, the idea right now has been like Waddock and Williams are kind of pressing on the opposition centre-back as is expected, with Evans at first was meant to be kind of a support, and now I'm looking at him for more of a goal-scoring role. Just nothing. Absolutely nothing happening. On Bang launches this forward. Young flicks that ball on, but Burrows thankfully does collect. Haynes. You know it's bad when I start to like panic and use like the ideas of preset tactics. Does that make sense? Like, I like to build my own tactics and ideas, so when I have to go to presets, you know I'm panicking. Here's Harry Waddock looking for his first goal, and he gets his first goal back in the Cardiff Met Uni colours. And it is 1-1. Dead on the 45th minute. We are still very much alive in this game. That's a great goal. And the boys are happy. We do just need 1 or 2 wins and everything changes. The morale is through the floor. A win in a game like this would completely switch this season. Like, out of nowhere. Kabongo in. Aled Williams at the back post. And it is 2-1. Aled Williams, with his 13th goal of the season, hasn't scored in about a month, I think. Finally, back in the score sheet. And that is a lovely goal. Great assist from Dixon Kabongo, who's been one of our big breakout stars, who maybe we didn't expect to be. 2-1 up against the New Saints, who are obviously caught up in their title charge. May well not be all too focused on this. Evans there with a good block. Who the fuck's Evans? Oh, Elliot Evans. Do you know when I look through the entire defence, we don't have an Evans. Redmond in. Haynes collects. That might honestly be the big difference factor, is just simply having Ben Haynes back in. And I want to check, is that Benji Purcell? Oh my god, it's Benji Purcell. You wonder why we struggle. Jesus. What a player. To be facing him, I really don't like that. Brennan, forward to Marshall, back to Brennan. That's really nice, very simple football. Redmond drives in, Haynes is able to save that though. And we're still in here. Elliot Evans, I think I'm going to stick with. Geffen Jones could come out. Curtis Strong could come off. Young, Purcell, Young goes for goal, bounces around. And how on earth that wasn't a goal, I don't know. Let's just keep phasing these boys. I don't think I'm going to make any changes. Just stick with what has us 2-1 up against the New Saints. Huge, huge performance right now. Bragg swings it in looking for Williams, who gets the header, but it's wide. Jordan Williams unable to equal things up. And we are actually taking a lead here, as this game's starting to kind of flicker away. I'm not changing anything. I'm trying to just believe in our players. On bang forward. Redmond does collect. Now Redmond forward to Williams. Great by Burrows, just clears that. Marshall back on it. Marshall swings it in, looking for Hayford. Lock here, and he heads over. I think we do need to start making at least a change or two, as we are conceding a lot of chances. Ho Akpan on. Barney Sodi on. 5 minutes left of 90. And on the 86th minute, there's a highlighted gain. Cadwallader, Dixon Cabango. Finds Barney Sodi just off the bench. Fresh legs. Beautiful through ball to Water. Pulls across. Elliot Evans makes it 3-1. Can you believe it? Evans 3-1. Cardiff Met Uni. The New Saints collapsing to us. We haven't won a game in literal months, and we could be about to steal one here, and convincingly against the monopolists of Welsh football. Purcell forward to Hayford Lockett. The New Saints aren't giving up this easily though, as here's Hayford Lockett, one of their best players. But Warwick steals the ball off his foot. Kabongo launching it forward. Pass heads away. It falls right back to Harry Warwick. Harry Warwick now needs to find a pass. Lays it off to Barney Sodi off the bench. Dixon Kabongo couldn't really reach it, but Cadwallader's right there. Back into Harry Warwick. It's knocked down and Hayford Lockett loses it to Kabongo. Evans, Warwick, Evans again to make it 4! And it's just wide on bang, forced to make us dive and save. But this is going to be a huge, huge win. I brought on a centre-back up front by accident. And we've won 3-1. Goals from Warwick, Williams and Evans gives us a huge victory and a man of the match performance from young Harry Warwick. We win 3-1 against the New Saints and move on into the semi-finals of the Welsh Cup. We can't win a game, and then out of nowhere we pull that out of the bag. Well, it's only fair we move on and we watch the semi-finals. What a moment, a great game from Harry Warwick, and that may very well, I've just said I wouldn't swap him for Randall Kolo-Muani out of, why Randall Kolo-Muani out of every player you could think of, like Mbappe, Haaland, Kane, Osimhen, no, Kolo-Muani. Well, let's see this semi-final draw. We have the option of facing, off the top of my head, Airbus, well here we go. Airbus are knocked out. Cambrian and Clydach. Carmarthen defeated Newtown. And Penny Bont defeated Carnarvon. So we could face Cambrian and Clydach, Carmarthen or Penny Bont. Out of these 4 teams, Carmarthen are not in our league. So the only team here is Penny Bont, who are 6th in the overall league, but on points they would actually be 7th/8th. So a team who in theory we could beat. Carmarthen are in the Simu South, they are top of that league, and Cambrian and Clydach are 2nd in the Simu South. So all 3 teams are solid but beatable. Here we go. The first team out of the bag is Cambrian and Clydach, and they will face Penny Bont. So it will be Carmarthen at home versus Cardiff Met Uni. We face number 1 in the Simu South. This is a big match. A win here would put us into the finals, and we could well win our first cup in our first season. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but we will be back for that game against Carmarthen. I'll see you all very, very shortly. And so we are back for this game against Carmarthen, and I'm so much more nervous than the game against TNS, because this feels like a game we should be winning. Let's talk about the results. So we beat Pontypridd 3-1. Tom Price, Aled Williams and Elliot Evans all getting on the score sheet. James Collins would pull one back, but in the end it was just a consolation goal. A 2-0 loss to Aberystwyth, who've been a real thorn in our side this year. Hopefully we can change things around next season. And I was, this is kind of what I was worried about, is we get a couple of wins and then we go back to losing. Things quickly change. We beat Connors Quay 6-0, a comfortable 6-0 win. Aled Williams with a 10 rating. If you need a way to improve morale, there's not much better you can do than that. And what a way to head into our cup game. So this is where we are in the league table, 5 points ahead of Aberystwyth. Pontypridd already relegated. It looks pretty likely we're going to finish around this 10th spot. 5 points off 9th, 5 points ahead of 11th, with only 3 games left to go. If we win one more game, we are safe. So I'm not really, but kind of. I don't think I have to show you this. I don't think we're getting relegated. It doesn't look likely to be sacked with how well we're doing in the cup. So it's all down to this game, really. If we win, there'll be one more episode this season. If not, this is the last episode of the year. So let's get into it. Carmarthen versus Cardiff Met Uni, away from home. A little bit tougher. You may have seen the team there. It's pretty much what you'd expect. Hope Akpan has taken the role of Gethin Jones, though, in the holding midfield. Just a little bit more of a veteran face. And it does help a little bit having someone who's a bit more experienced in these bigger, much more stressful occasions. And the first highlight does come from a corner for us. Strong in. Ben Burrows won the header, but just over the bar. So we put pressure on early doors. Let's try and keep that momentum going. Again, we just won 6-0 against a team in a higher division than Carmarthen, who aren't going to be getting relegated. So in theory, at worst, those two teams should be pretty similarly level. It's obviously never going to work like that, as Carmarthen here with their own corner kick, Codwaller heads away. He's been a massive breath of fresh air, and that was a little bit of a tasty encounter, a definite chance on our goal. Thankfully we clear that away before it gets too scary. Another corner kick though, Thomas in, headed away, it bounces around, and that was very calmly over the bar, not much to worry about. And now a highlight, a little bit of a back and forth game. Corey Francis, he's our new right back, There was an injury to Sean Wilson, and Corey Francis stepped up to the plate, and we won 6-0, so he's staying there for now. Kabongo, back out to Francis, he finds Aled Williams. It takes a nasty deflection, but we aren't going to complain as we take a 1-0 lead here, 36 minutes in. Of course, it will be our young superstar, Aled Williams, stepping up to the plate. Francis, a lovely through ball, and Williams there, as I say, took a bad deflection, and there wasn't much Idzi could do to stop that. And I think after beating TNS, we are the favourites for this competition. Kabongum. Price goes for goal, and that's just over the bar. A really good shot there by a midfielder who started to bring a lot of goals into his game. Vacevics into Havens, and there's a highlight now for Carmarthen. This game really is full pedal to the metal, as that shot also takes the deflection but off of the woodwork. Highlights aren't really giving me a second to breathe either. They're kind of like 10-second highlights of just chance and then move straight into another one. Harry Waddock, oh, that's a lovely through ball. He's through, and that is just over the bar. And that should have been 2-0. Instead, we head into the half 1-0 up, and let's try and keep that same level going. Maybe put a bit more pressure on the Carmarthen back line. Only one shot on target so far, and it is the goal, and that's for either side. Curtis Strong, Waddock, Akpan, that's a lovely through ball back to Waddock, who goes for goal, and we do make it 2-0. Harry Waddock with only his second goal back this season, but what a key goal to score, as we do finally get a little bit of breathing room here in this game. A very, very calm finish, and an assist for Hope Akpan, who's, I'm sure, very glad to be back in the starting 11. And this may well be our number one starting 11. A lot of players who weren't really in the team, if you just pause it very quickly, Corey Francis hasn't been in the team for a while. Neither is Hope Akpan. Neither really is Curtis Strong. Harry Warwick is obviously a brand new signing. And Elliot Evans was never really meant to be our main striker. So, shows you, don't try and just stick to the 11 you think's the best. Always be willing to experiment. And even sometimes if a player has a bad start, like Akpan did, be willing to put him back in. You don't have to, just completely write him off. Players do turn their fortunes around. As there is another highlight here. Will this be one for Carmarthen to finally start to put some pressure on us, or are we going to try and extend this lead? There's Thomas into Bell. Back to Bray. Jones, Thomas on that left hand side. Goes for goal. And it is 2-1. Mason Jones Thomas. That's a terrible name, but a very good finish. So I'll give him that. I realise I do skip through a lot of these highlights very quickly. I just think it's a bit boring. Like you saw the goal. I mean, maybe a little bit better from Corey Francis next time. That could do with his fitness. To be fair, he is struggling. So he's going to come off. Barney Sodi is on, and I'm going to bring Elliot Evans off for Yanis Lewis. Evans, very good player, but Yanis Lewis is also a huge threat up front. I want to give him the chance whilst it is still time. Ball in, and it bounces around, and it falls to Aled Williams, and it's 3-1, and that surely is the dagger in the heart of Carmarthen. And hopefully that guarantees us through to the final. A very simple throw-in routine, and it is just kind of a mix-up in the box. Two men going in on Harry Warwick, and it fell perfectly to the feet of the waiting Aled Williams. And it's not over yet. Barney Sodi drives forward. He's very good off the bench, I've noticed, but starting he's very poor. Dixon Kabongo. Harry Warwick looking for his second as well, and he gets it 4-1. And this game is starting to really get out of the reach of some of these guys. I'm going to bring on Gethin Jones, and that's not all. We are also going to introduce Emlyn Lewis back into the squad. I don't want any red cards and suspensions for the final. 4-1. Very, very good performance. All-rounded as well. Midfield linking well. Offense, just free-flowing goals. Price, back to Emlyn Lewis. Sodi. He's very fun. Like, he seems quite good at inverting, but he does love to overlap, as we see that overlap here. Sodi, again though, kind of mixing between overlapping and inverting. Curtis Strong, first hand pass into Dixon Kabongo, looks for Yanis Lewis off the bench, and he scores from the substitutes bench onto the pitch and scores. A very good substitution there, and things are really coming up Millhouse. Kabongo with another assist. He has been so good for us. And 5-1 the scoreline sits. 11 goals in 2 games. You cannot complain about that. Can we maybe make it 12? The game starting to run away, and it will end 5-1 victory for Cardiff. A very comfortable one, and we are through to the final. Who will we face? Let's see. Cambrian haven't played Pennybont just yet. Wonder when is that game? I probably should have checked. But whoever we face, you've got to give us the leg up here, as we have really hit some huge form at the end of this season. Aled Williams with another amazing performance. His season so far has been great. 27 appearances altogether, 11 goals, 4 assists, 4 man of the matches. And yeah, these last few games, he's really hit his high notes. You've got to think 2 games, 3 goals altogether, 3 assists, or maybe just 2 assists. He got 2 assists in this game. But yeah, great performance. Let's talk in this post-match press conference. We're going to win. Harry Warwick always performing well. He's been a superb sign. And as I said, I didn't want to sign someone unless I really trusted them. And Harry Warwick has came up perfectly for us. So when is this game here? Penny Bond. Let's just look at your schedule. So it's on the 24th. So tomorrow. Let's at least see the results. We're back for the results and then we will say goodbye. So let's see. Let's see the results. Here we go. This is the big one. This is the big one. We will be... Oh, I thought the results had already came through. This is the big one. Drum roll, please. I am so out of rhythm. Unbelievably white drum roll. As our other backup keepers injured for months. Penny Bonds win on penalties against Cambrian and Cleardark. They are the team to watch out for now for the final. We faced them on the 27th. Our last games against them were a 1-1 draw. And surely we faced them again. To be fair, it's quite awkward name to look for. Penny Bond. Do you know what I mean? 1-1 draw. A 0-0 draw. And is that it? Really? We only faced them twice all season? That seems quite weird. Oh! That's why they are up in this 6th spot. So 2 draws against them. Considering they won on finals, I definitely want to get an actual win. As for the Alad Williams, where he's at, 1 more goal would put him joint with Ethan Harrison as top goal scorer. 2 goals and he would fly past. Yanis Lewis and Harry Warwick are also technically in the running. Lewis would need a hat-trick. Warwick would need 4. I think that... A lot of people call that like a poker. And stuff like that, but oh well. As for in the league itself, Alad Williams also isn't far off here. As you can see, he would be joint 6th. Altogether with his 11 goals, he also has the most fouls and yellow cards. He's like 2nd/4th. But yeah, only 7 goals off of Declan McManus, who's top of the goal scoring charts. At 16 years old, he has been incredible for us. And I really do hope we get him for at least 1 or 2 more seasons. But he is already wanted by TNS, and I can definitely see him not staying at us for all too long. Other strikers doing very well. Elliot Evans, 9 goals, 5 assists. Harry Warwick, 3 goals, 3 assists in just 7 appearances. And Yanis Lewis with 7 goals and 2 assists. But we also have Kabongo, 5 goals, 4 assists. And Tom Price, 6 goals, 1 assist. So a lot of our best young players there really playing out of their skin. Thank you all for watching though, and I hope to see you for the final soon. But that will be all for me today. I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.